Alright, what up my ninjas, this is KO, and in this video I'm going to be giving you all tips on how to get better at Revolution or any other Storm game. These tips are universal, so they apply to any Naruto game. So as always, thank y'all for watching. Let's go.
Stop and falling apart. I'm waging war on myself. A captive casualty. Traded a merciful heart for a murderous brain.
Alright guys, I want to put this out there that this is not a video to teach you guys how to do combos. This video is going to be more informal, so it might be pretty long. So just play this and just listen, and you'll be good. Alright, so my first tip is not to be afraid to lose. Okay, losing is essential. It's a part of the game, and it really does have a purpose besides you losing. You know what I'm saying? Lose and learn. Okay, that's one way to get better at this game. When you lose, losing helps expose your weaknesses, things that you do wrong. So once you figure out what you've done wrong, you'll be able to make the necessary corrections so you can go back and change and not make the same mistakes that you do. Now you're gonna always make mistakes, because it's a fighting game, but it'll help slim your chances of making mistakes and you'll run into victories more. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lose and don't learn. Okay, you're supposed to lose and learn. So, and as an example, if you're fighting the same person over and over and he keeps beating you the same way every time, he knows your weaknesses, so he's going to continue to go after your weakness. So if you reevaluate once you've lost and you make the necessary corrections, your opponent won't know how to approach your new strengths, because you've gone back and made the corrections. You're not making the same mistakes. And an example for me is when I used to play Storm 3, I could never get past the jump guard, and really no one's really jump guarding. Jump guarding is like a split second of someone's chakra dashing you. That's all jump guarding is. Someone chakra dashing you and they're bumping against your guard, not necessarily you jumping in the air and guarding, because that's impossible. That's impossible. You only can do that but so long. And so I used to always be ground bound when I fight. I used to always fight on the ground, and I could never get past the jump guards. But then I got tired of it, and I went and I reevaluated, and now I've pretty much mastered that skill. Like, I've mastered how to approach those situations, and it just changed my I have a completely different outlook on this game. You know what I'm saying? So tip 1, don't be afraid to lose and learn. Okay, that'll take you a long way. Alright, so the next tip I have for you guys is to practice. Like, yes, practice. Like, go into practice mode and fight with a computer, because whatever you can do on a computer, you can do to someone in an online match. Like, that's what truly the game mechanics are, and you learn that by practicing. Like, when you practice, you learn cancels, combos, and other things are available in the game. You get an infinite amount of health, chakra, and ninja tools. Like, utilize those things, learn how to use them. They are there for a reason. Like, and when I say whatever you can do on a computer, you can do on an online match, it's true, because that's when you really learn the game mechanics. Like, the game mechanics is what the game is. Those do not change because of 2 online players. You know what I'm saying? And you learn the game mechanics by practicing. So, whatever you can do on a computer, you can do on an online player. Though it may not be as easy, but it's definitely possible. Why is it possible? Because it's a part of the game. Simple. So practicing is how you learn the game mechanics. Whatever you can do on a computer, you can do in an online match. So get out there and practice, man. Alright, so my next tip, pay attention to your circumstances. And what I mean by that is simple. Pay attention to the time. Learn how the substitutions work. That goes back to practicing. Go out there and practice against some bots and learn how the substitution work. Teach yourself. How long does it take for subs to regenerate after you use 1, 2, 3, or all of your subs? Also, ring outs. Learn how ring outs work. That's pretty simple, but you'll be surprised how many people still get hit out the ring. And then, ultimate resets. There are some characters who does ultimates and they reset your entire position. Learn those things. That goes back to practicing. You learn those things when you practice. So pay attention to your circumstances. That's the next tip. Alright, so the next point is what I think is one that's very important, and that is to play with a variety of characters. And I also practice with them too. That doesn't mean you have to main every character. You don't have to use that character all the time. But play with people different. And there are 2 sub points within this point that I would like to point out. One, when you play with characters, the characters that you play with, you learn their strengths. Okay? And number 2, characters you play against, you learn their weaknesses. So you get both sides. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in battle, and if you're playing with a character that you don't usually play as, and you're playing against a character you don't usually play as or fight against, if you're in that scenario, you're learning 2 different characters. If you're paying attention, if you're really trying to understand the game, you're getting 2 things at once while in battle. So that's pretty simple. Playing with characters, you learn their strengths, and playing against characters, you learn their weaknesses. Don't ever forget that. You know what I'm saying? That'll also take you far in the Storm franchise, or playing online. All right, guys, and this last point is the most important point of them all. This is my number 1 shebang. And this point is to never underestimate your opponent. I don't care if he's a rank 1, 0 wins, whatever. Never underestimate your opponent. No one likes to be underestimated, and the moment you underestimate someone is probably going to be the moment you lose to that person. And I can tell you from experiences that the worst feeling ever is being beat by someone that that won't be able to beat you again, and they leave on top. So, you know what I'm saying? They beat you and they leave. Not necessarily meaning that they can't beat you again, but if the odds are very as much a disadvantage for them. So don't ever underestimate your opponent. When you do that, you leave yourself open to be a sore loser, And then you also can't say that someone can't beat you, because guess what? They already beat you. So never underestimate your opponent. That doesn't mean you have to go in and be a try hard. You can always go in and have fun, but still don't underestimate your opponent, because you might get surprised. Alright, guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you guys took something from this. These points can get extremely complex, but I just tried to keep it as basic as I can for some of the beginners or those who are still learning, or who ask me to help them. If you play PlayStation, because I know I have some PlayStation viewers as well, these also do apply to you all as well. This is not just for the Xbox. These are universal tips. They work for PlayStation as well. Don't forget, don't be afraid to lose. Practice. Practicing is essential. It's there for a reason. Pay attention to your circumstances. Know what's going on around you. Play with a variety of characters. As I said, playing with characters, you learn their strengths. Fighting against characters, you learn their weaknesses. And most important of them all, the most important rule, never underestimate your opponent. Never underestimate your opponent, because you never know. So as always, thank you all for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like. Leave a comment if you want. I'll probably do another video of this for, you know, more complex or with more complexity. Probably, you know, maybe later on and down the line. A lot of these things that, a lot of these tips are almost like second nature to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are almost automatics. You know, and once you get to the level that I am or other Naruto players, you know, a lot of these things come natural. I mean, you don't really pay any attention to it. It's just natural to them. Like, it just happens. But I just wanted to expose these things to some of the new guys out there who is, you know, really want to get better at the game and just need a little bit of guidance. So this is for you all. Thank you all for watching. You know, this is KO. I'm out. Peace.